What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Mack,
and it's your boy the Carolina Smash.
and we back with another episode of the Black Heroes podcast.
Welcome, friends.
Goddamn, nigga, let me finish.
Sorry,
And
I'm excited.
And for this episode, it's gonna be our first non-anime episode where we gonna be talking about video games. So we still talking about nerd stuff.
And we have a guest.
I mean, I was gonna say that, but whatever. So this time we have another guest with us, and good friend of ours. Longtime friend of Curtis, and a recently good friend of mine. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, everybody. It's your boy Mechi.
He's back.
Yo, what
You
the
just
fuck
gotta
was
say
you
everything. Like, you just want to comment on every little thing that's been said right now.
It's my job.
But staying on topic, the reason we have Mechi with us today is because Mechi is a fellow gamer. He's been doing it for a while, and if you haven't already, go check out the interview him and Curtis did together. We'll have that linked in the description. And since you're already down there by the description, why don't you just go ahead, like this, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. I mean, you're down there anyway, so you're going to be coming back for more content, hopefully. So,
And don't forget to hit that bell for post notifications so y'all know every single time these guys upload.
Yes, we love the thumbs up.
we love to subscribe, and I guess we love bells. I forgot about that part all the time. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, though. So, to kind of just go through a quick synopsis, using my big words now.
Ooh, fancy.
Right.
Right hurts.
For ignorant people, to go through a synopsis of what we're going to be covering. Just going to be talking about like our first consoles, favorite games, from back in the day, some of our current favorites now, and do like a quick talk on what we kind of expect for the next gen of gaming. So, to start off with the first, consoles we had, we'll let Mechi take over, be nice to the guests.
Floor is yours.
Well, since y'all put me on the spot just like that, all eyes on me. Shout out to Tupac.
Tupac don't game.
But
He might have.
my first console that I can remember was a PlayStation 2. My first game, and it's literally probably my all-time favorite game of all time, is The Matrix Path to Neo. I literally spent so many hours on that game alone. It's one of my favorite games so far. Even to this day, it's one of my favorite games.
Curtis, you up next?
All right. The first console I ever played was the Nintendo 64. And I don't claim it as mine, as my sister's. And the first games I remember playing was 007, WWF at the time, WWF No Mercy, and Mario 64. Those were my top 3 games then. But the first console I ever owned was, like Mechi, the PS2. And my favorite games from those was SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom, and Sonic Heroes.
I wasn't ready for that SpongeBob, but
Bro, they're making a new one. They're making a remake.
I ain't gonna lie, actually, I had the SpongeBob game on PlayStation. I think it was on PlayStation. It was actually pretty fun. For me, though, my first game of console was the Game Boy Color.
Ooh.
Yeah, back in them segregation days,
I'll
boy.
give you that one.
Back in them segregation days, boy. It was only one color per game. And my first game was Pokemon Blue, which is ironic because I definitely did not choose Squirtle as my starter Pokemon. I rolled with Bulbasaur all the time.
I thought you had red.
Nah, actually, my sister had red, and then she lost it. I think either she lost it or I lost it. More likely, it was my fault, but whatever.
so let me guess, is there a yellow also?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Actually-
it's not as well known as blue and red.
because Yellow didn't get like that much production, and it had like the feature where you could walk around with Pikachu and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, it should have been green.
Which is weird because, like, Pikachu's the mascot of Pokemon. So you would think, like, yellow would be, like, a major priority.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that big in the U.S. I definitely didn't know people that really played it all that much. Yeah, so that was my first console. The first actual, full handheld. But as far as, controller and stuff like that, first one was a PlayStation. First games, Spyro and Crash. And I have no idea. I played the remakes, and I feel so dumb, bro, because I was like 22, and I was dying left and right playing Crash Bandicoot. I was like, how did I beat this game at the age of 6?
I feel
I
you on
playing this
that.
now, and it's like, how did I do it earlier?
Like, yo, and I'm talking about like back in the 90s and 2000s with all that terrible graphics and stuff like that. Which I gotta admit, like, I don't know, like, how graphics are nowadays, and then when you go to like back in the day with some graphics, like aside from like the last Jack and Daxter game, like the Lost Precursor or whatever, like most of the graphics back in the day was actually pretty nice
It was like,
for what we thought. But
yeah, we don't have 20/20 eyes back then. Now like games or like movies.
yeah, I actually don't know, like, no lie, I re-downloaded like Sonic Unleashed, which is actually like probably one of the worst Sonic games. But
I could do you one better.
But that opening cinema of the game where Sonic is just destroying Eggman's fleet was just clean.
I
tried
give you
playing
that.
that game
I'll
on the
give you
Wii.
that.
That junk
That-
was so
See-
clean.
See, to me, it was that was Shadow the Hedgehog. For some reason, I didn't like it. I went from Sonic Heroes to that game, and Sonic was my favorite. Shadow was my favorite character in Sonic Heroes. So I was like, oh, he got his own game now. I tried it. I was like, what is this? Why are there aliens all of a sudden?
I don't know. I never played Shadow the Hedgehog. I
They
mean,
try to make it edgy.
I couldn't have talked my mom into let me buy the thing with guns and stuff in it.
Oh yeah, back in the day, yeah, you couldn't ask your parents to buy anything
Yeah.
higher than T.
I
Honestly,
still don't know how I got GTA San Andreas back when it came out.
Yeah.
well, I never purchased the game. I always back in high school, I used to have those computers and just download illegal games on your computer. That's how I got that.
Hold on, quick thing, Mike. Since me and Mechi been friends for years, went to the same school and everything, and San Andreas was so popular next to Counter Strike that everyone was playing it to the point where even the teachers got involved.
Oh, alright. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't play because that's what Grand Theft Auto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't play any Grand Theft Auto games.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is the best Grand Theft Auto out there ever. Point blank. Period.
Even better than 5.
Even better than 5.
I ain't gonna lie. All I did was when y'all had 5 was just like shoot random people.
I didn't like 4. I don't know why. I just did not like 4.
For me, for the graphics of it, kind of just took me out because it was just so. Bleh.
Yeah, if you look at the graphics on 4 and look at 5, just look at the differences. Like, maybe that's why I didn't like it, because it would just look so bland. 5 has so much color. But like,
I don't know what y'all niggas talking about. Man, look, all I gotta say is, for me, one of my favorite games all time, Slide 3. That was one of the best. Stories, graphics were cool, fighting system was cool, the gadgets and super moves you were able to use were so cool and stuff like that, man. Not to mention, like, Sly Cooper is like he literally is Sly. Like,
yeah, I'm waiting for you to bring up Sly Cooper,
that dude was suave, man. He had the chick and Carmelita. I was sitting there, I was like, man, I wish I could get me a fox.
So is Sly like he's like your mascot from your childhood?
Nah, I'd probably say Spyro is my mascot from my childhood, because as much as I like Crash never talked. So, I mean, he had to talk through other characters, but Spyro, I mean, we talking about original Spyro, not the remake, the Legend of Spyro.
Yeah, the original.
Actually, I mean, I like
OG.
the Legend of Spyro games better, but I like the original Spyro, old, hard-headed, ready for a fight and stuff like that. Like, where's Nasty Nork? I was like, yo, yeah, where Nasty Nork at, bro? We gonna raid your house, take your money, and we gonna free the homies while we at it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that helped me build loyalty and stuff like that. So I always rock with Spyro.
I thought you were gonna say take your bitch somewhere in that.
Nah, I mean, I mean, come on now, Spyro. What was he gonna pull?
I don't know.
Like, what was he
Yeah,
gonna
little
pull?
dragon.
Oh man, but that's what's up though. I think my mascot had 2. It was Mario and Sonic. I guess I didn't believe in that beef that Nintendo and Sega had, because I played them both. I enjoyed them both. I never got why they hated each other.
I don't know. I mean, the only other mascot I could probably say would be Mega Man. That was one of my favorite.
I've never played one of the Mega Man games.
I played a bunch of them. I played
played a
Mega
couple.
Man.
I couldn't get into it, honestly, for me.
I mostly like the shows over the games.
I don't really remember the shows. I only like the last Mega Man show where it was like the guy sometimes turned into Mega Man. I don't remember the full name, but yeah, I played like Mega Man 2. One of my cousins had it, in California, and I remember anytime they would be out, they would like, "You want to go out somewhere?" I was like, "No, I'll just play Mega Man." And I got to use the little red dog. That jump was cool. I got Mega Man X. I found out like that had a movie. I watched the movie. That movie was like really scary. Like people was dying up in that movie. I was like, "Oh God, this is not the game." Wow. So yeah, I don't know. I had like Mega Man a lot as a kid, but as far as game series, I always had the new Spyro and Crash Bandicoot games. Except for the one time Crash cheated and turned their back on PlayStation. It became an Xbox game.
What about you, Mechi? What mascots do you think was representing your childhood in the realms of gaming?
Definitely had to be Mario. Like
Mario?
I was a huge Mario fan.
I got 2 for Mario.
Well, technically, you said Mario and Sonic. You counted that as 1.
Around 1.5 for Mario.
Oh, no, I didn't play Mario.
Yeah, I played a few Marios, but it was just one of the things that I kind of really enjoyed.
I mean, that's cool. I never really played Mario. My cousins played Resident Evil. I ain't gonna lie, I hated the fuck out of that game. Cause that jump was so scary, and I was like 5 and 6, and they were like 11.
I feel you on that. Like, I tried to play the first Resident Evil.
I didn't play none of them. I would be sitting like behind the couch, peeping around the couch, and just like death afraid because them monsters were so ugly. Yeah, they had to shoot them, and you just be seeing gunshots and blood splatter everywhere and stuff. I'd just be like, ugh. That jump was nasty. Hated that jump. But it definitely is a staple. That remake definitely did get a flop.
Actually, Mike, I'm actually glad Mechi is here for this episode because that is a story that Mechi actually had a huge influence on me in gaming. Because Mechi was the first person in our friend circle to own an Xbox 360. Out of everyone, we used to always go to his house and play Call of Duty all the time. He actually trained me in Call of Duty. He trained me, had me practice, and got better. So I see all the respect in the world to Mechi for that. Because now I don't like Call of Duty as much anymore, but last, I say 7 years, I was a huge Call of Duty person because of Mechi. I still remember Modern Warfare 2. They did a remake, which I don't think is all that good if you don't remake the campaign.
So you can't really remake the multiplayer, honestly. I mean, because I want to remake of the campaign because I literally think Call of Duty is like one of my favorite. Well, Modern Warfare 2 is one of my favorite Call of Duty games of all time.
Which one's your favorite?
Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, you said one of your favorites. So maybe.
Nah, it's Modern Warfare 2 and then the very first Black Ops. Because I used to literally, if I had my friends on, I would play zombie mode by myself. And I would get pretty far.
Okay, I think for me is Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and then Modern Warfare 2. I don't know, something about that story in the first Black Ops was something special. And they did it again in Black Ops 2.
Josephina!
Right?
Josephina!
Oh, man, what about you, Mike? Was you a huge Call of Duty person?
I grew up in a nice, safe household, so...
I mean, my house was safe, too.
My parents supported me being a good person of society, you know what I'm saying? So, that's a lot. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, because Jack and Daxter, Jack 2, but the funny thing about it is, like with the Jack and Sly series, I actually played like the last games first, and then, because I don't know, I went to a doctor's office one time when I was a kid, and I played the first Sly Cooper game, and I was like, yo, this game is so cool. It looked ugly as hell, but I was like, yo, this game is so cool. Mom, can you get me the Sly Cooper game? But it was the third one, and my dad also got me for Christmas the Jack and Daxter games, the third and second one, but I was just sitting there looking at them like, y'all motherfuckers can't count? Where's one at? You know what I'm saying? Like, this says 2 and 3. Where is number 1?
So which one is your favorite franchise?
Out the 2?
I guess of all time. Like, what is your favorite gaming franchise of all time? I think 1 and 2 probably will be your answer, but
no, actually, I'd have to say JRPG series, the Tales of series.
Interesting.
It's if you don't know, the Tales of series is something that's been going since 1995. So it first started out on PlayStation with a game called Tales of Destiny. It has a new game coming out, I think next. That was a weird sound.
That noise, like
It was snoring.
I fell asleep trying to explain this shit.
So, fuck y'all.
Wait,
You know what I'm
the game
saying?
was boring. It was like you
I
trying to
ain't
explain it.
say boring. I just said series been going since 1995. Got a game coming. I think next year. I don't think it's this year. So I think next year, Tales of Arise. But yeah, it's probably like my favorite franchise altogether because the Tales of series has a bunch of. It just has a bunch of games with really deep plots and deep meanings and stuff like that. The characters go through a lot of development. That's something that you don't really see in all that many games. For at least one game, at least for characters go through development. So definitely that. Not to mention they be having some really good looking characters.
Well, what about you, Mechi? What's your favorite gaming franchise? Is it Call of Duty or is it something else?
Oh, it's 2K.
Oh, I should have known. Should have known.
Oh, shit, No, it's 2K. I mean, Call of Duty, yeah, it's also one of my favorite franchises, but it's always going to be 2K.
All right, what was your first, and it's NBA 2K, just to let y'all know. What was your favorite NBA 2K game, and what was your first NBA 2K game?
My first NBA 2K game was 13.
All right, what was your favorite?
My favorite, 16. Because that's when they introduced the park, and that's when they introduced all the different neighborhoods of the park. Like
And all the different toxicity too.
Yeah, you got the ballers, the flyers, and I can't think of the next one. But I always chose the ballers because it was always ball.
Bro, I feel like such an old head when it comes to 2K because the first 2K game I owned was 2007, and the last one I ever owned was 2K10 with Kobe on the cover of it. Never bought another one after that.
I kind of precede both of y'all. My first 2K game was actually 2K2
Oh, damn, you definitely
with Allen Iverson on the cover. And
Jesus.
I did not know any of them players.
Well, honestly, my first basketball game I ever played was NBA Live, 02?
Why was that old?
Yeah,
Huh.
it was 02.
With them horrible graphics.
Oh my god, bro. It's
Them
like
nonsense.
playing on a Nintendo game, but on an older console.
That junk was like ugly. But yeah, I had 2K2. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have anybody to play with because I didn't really grow up playing games with friends.
Oh, really?
No, my friends didn't really come over to my house, so I didn't really live near. I didn't live nowhere near any of my friends.
I still remember like almost every day after school, me and my cousin, we would like go to the crib and have like a best of 5 series every single day.
Nah.
I think he would choose the Lakers and I would choose the 76ers and we just do a best of 5.
Yeah, I grew up mainly playing games solo dolo, because not to mention like my sister didn't really play games with me neither. She kind of grew out of them aside from like the Pokemon games, and she was always, I don't know why, my sister was just so good at Pokemon games. Like I'd be doing alright, but like a month or two into it, she practically almost had the game beaten, and I'm still like 3 badges or something like that. So never understood why she was so good at it. But for me, I just played like single player games and stuff like that. So not too many
Both of y'all have
multiplayer.
really good favorite franchises. My favorite franchise has to be the Assassin's Creed series. Many people
Excuse me. What was that?
Like,
You heard that ghost?
Yes.
not because back in
Little haunted in there.
2007 when the game first dropped, like it wasn't the best, but I saw the potential in it. And then my favorite Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed 2, dropped, and now it's classified one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
And I still remember my second favorite Assassin's Creed game is Black Flag. I remember I played it at Mechi's
That
house.
junk was ass.
I enjoyed it.
That
I think
junk-
Mechi enjoyed it
You was
too.
the only one.
Actually, Mechi enjoyed it.
Y'all was the only one.
Bro, that shit was popular.
What
That was
the
the number 2.
reviews I heard, that junk was
What reviews did you hear?
ass.
I think you got it confused with a different one. 'Cause
Oh,
Black Flag was amazing.
I don't know. More than likely, I ain't playing those Assassin's Creed. I just heard like a couple of them. The last couple were just like bad.
I still remember before Mechi played the Black Flag, them shanties, I always had him playing in the other room and Mechi could hear them. And he's like, bruh, stop them pirate shit, man.
Like, I feel like LC's deaf. Like, I feel like he's been deaf for a very long time because he's like having the TV very loud for no reason. He's like right there by the TV. He has it so loud for no reason. I'm just like, bro.
Bro, I'm trying to engross myself in the world. I don't want to block everything out.
Okay, I'll be blind and
All right.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Blind,
you
no,
be-
blind
you
and
be
deaf
sitting
in
there,
front of
you
the
be sitting there right at the TV, and blasting it and stuff, blind and
And
deaf.
sometimes I didn't have it that loud, but like your room and the guest room was right next to each other, and the door was open, so you could hear everything that's going on in the guest room. I can hear you playing GTA in the other room.
I don't know, man. I never
I
really
ain't
played
gonna lie,
Assassin's Creed.
like, I haven't played the last one, but I feel like it's going into more Skyrim territory. I remember I played Origins, loved it, but like the new one, what's the new one? Do y'all remember?
I don't know. I don't play the series.
Which one?
The last Assassin's Creed one that came out. It was when it was in Greek and stuff.
I don't remember. I didn't buy it though. I didn't buy that. Was it Odyssey or something like that?
Odyssey, yeah. I wasn't feeling that one, but like to me, from the first Assassin's Creed to Ezio's story, I think Ezio is one of the best video game protagonists ever. And then going on to Connor, then Edward.
Isn't Ezio the pimp?
Yep.
The OG.
That's all I remember. I remember one of them just had like hoes.
Even Unity got a lot of hate for him at the beginning because like it was buggy. Even I enjoyed it. I remember like you, me, and some other friends would get together and do the co-op stuff together. The sleeper hit Rogue was a good one. Syndicate, which I think is another underrated Assassin's Creed game, that was really good. Shout out to people in the UK. And then I think the other one, Origins.
I don't know. Like, you carry. Don't look at me. You carry.
You wasn't
it.
there, you gonna say something like that? That's what I was gonna comment just now.
I like Assassin's Creed, but I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite franchises. But one game that just literally just popped in my head, Pajama Sam.
What?
I know y'all remember Pajama Sam.
Bruh.
One of the computer games.
I never played too many computer. I played like
Yeah,
one
you kinda
Star
lost me on this
Wars.
one, bro.
Yeah, I played like one Star Wars computer game.
Man, Pajama Sam
Can't
was
say
that game. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I don't know.
Oh wait, speaking of Star Wars, I should have mentioned this in my favorite PS2 games, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I don't know. I ain't played none. I ain't played none of the Battlefronts. I just played the Force Unleashed.
Yeah, that's
That
the
was a
ones
good
I
one
played.
too. But between the two, I might have to give it story-wise Force Unleashed, but as far as the game itself, I might have to give it to Battlefront 2 because I always want to feel like how it would feel like to be in the major battles in Star Wars, and Battlefront 2 did it for me.
Oh, no,
I'm so glad
man,
it came
I'm
back
talking
with
about-
compatibility.
I'm talking about like favorite Star Wars game. It would always be Star Wars Episode 3. That game was fun. That game was underrated. I mean, especially when you had to actually go through and fight Anakin as Obi-Wan. That jump was hard, man.
Didn't they do a thing where like you can play as Anakin to fight Obi-Wan?
After you finish the game, they had a little episode. They had like a little episode replay thing where you could do different variations of the episode. Like they had one for like Windu, where you had to go through people to get to Palpatine.
Okay.
They had one where you did fight on Anakin's point of view against Obi-Wan.
See, that was pretty dope because Anakin's my favorite Star Wars character, so that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean that was cool. That fight was still hard though, bro. I hated that jump.
Speaking of hard, anybody remember playing Dark Souls?
Anybody remember that? That sounded weird when
I'm
you were
about to
talking
say,
about
that
speaking.
Pause. It sounds like.
Like speaking of hard.
Speaking of hard, like
Hey, get your mind out the gutter.
What? Get your phrases out the gutter, bro.
like,
I was trying to segue into Dark Souls.
Like speaking of hard, your boy is
this podcast is making me a little.
Okay, first, all right, I will think of another segue for that, but still, Dark Souls. I don't know if you played it, Mike. But I remember I played it. Mechi played it.
I haven't made it past the first mission of Dark Souls 1.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're lying.
dead
There's
serious.
no way.
No, I'm being dead serious.
I just when you beat the first boss.
No. Well, I mean, I beat the first boss.
Wait,
but after that, I
Like the tutorial boss or like the first major
tutorial boss.
So you,
I beat the tutorial boss.
okay, so you didn't beat the first major boss.
No.
Okay.
Because the dude I made is straight booty butt cheeks.
I think I beat like
Yo,
8
stop, mate.
bosses.
First of all, we not gonna have like booty butt
bro.
Yeah, that's
I just
funny.
remember dying so many times in that game. Like I don't know how I had the fortitude to keep going.
I had to buy a new controller because I kept dying over and over and over again.
But hey, that's the charm of the game is to keep dying. Oh man, but I think like the whole point of the game is learning from your mistakes, and I guess after a while, I didn't learn from the mistakes.
I made a lot of mistakes.
That junk is hilarious.
Oh man! But
Something I thought about. What's some of y'all favorite like game stories? I know you told the story about like playing a game and Mechi or whatever the Assassin's Creed thing. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't listening. But
oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I blanked out for a couple minutes. You started talking about Assassin's Creed.
When y'all started talking about Star Wars, I was over just like,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
what?
I mean, that is true. You never got into Assassin's Creed, and you was never a Star Wars fan. I don't know how you end up liking one of the Star Wars movies. But that's the story for next time.
You forced me into watching it.
Yeah,
you end up liking it though. One of them at least.
But yeah, what's some of y'all favorite gaming stories? Like for me,
that's a good one.
Like for me, my favorite one, and it's one of my most painful memories too, because my brother cheated. So my first time spending Christmas with my brother, because my brother, he's 15 years older than me. So by the time I was walking, he was in the Navy. So we never actually got to spend Christmas together. First time we did it though, 2001. December 25th. Obviously, because it was Christmas. So,
yeah.
So I got my PlayStation on that day, and my brother got me the first Dragon Ball Z Budokai game. And I was because it was just after the Buu saga had ended too in the TV show. So I was hyped for it. At least I think so. Yeah. Or it might have been the Cell saga. I can't remember that far. So he had got it, and then he was like, yeah, you want to play it with me? You know what I'm saying? Just get it, just to, test it out and stuff. So I was like, cool. Didn't realize that it wasn't actually wrapped. And then we was playing it, and then next thing you know, he sits there and hits the ultimate move for Piccolo, and I had Kid Gohan, and I'm sitting there like, how'd you know how to do that? And then you sit there lying, talking about, oh, I actually been playing this for the past 2 weeks on the ship. I'm sitting like, bro, you can't just sit there and trick me. Talking about you ain't never played it. I'm sitting here thinking that I'm doing a good fight, enjoying myself and stuff, and then boom, hit the ultimate on me. And then a couple years later, Budokai 3, he came home. I was like, hey, Baldy, want to play me in the game? He's like, sure.
Oh, man.
I kept hitting them vanishes on him. I mean, he literally whipped my ass after like the third time I beat him. Because I would not tell him how to do them vanishes.
Oh, man.
That was one of my favorite
But
things.
really Baldy?
I mean, he's bald.
Oh, you said Baldy. I just said Bobby. I was about to say David
No,
Bobby.
you said Baldy.
Yeah, our brother's bald. What you want me to do?
I know, but...
Call him
I
light
was
bulb?
about to say, damn it, Bobby.
Oh, man. All right, but that is what's up, though. I can respect that.
I can't.
I can't. Man lied to him. Talking about, I've been playing it for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, I'm only like...
No, I can
I'm only
respect
like
why that's your
7.
favorite
You only
story.
have 7 minutes into it.
Yeah, I was only 7. I was like, come on, man. Like, you sitting there. I'm 7. He's like 22. I'm like, come on, man.
See,
You
I
a
don't
grown
respect
man.
that. I respect like just the reason why you like the game. That's why your favorite story.
Yeah.
You respect that he got his ass whooped and lied to on Christmas.
No, I respect the fact that he has now a story. And why he likes his
That's my
story
first
of his
Christmas
favorite.
with my brother, getting deceived.
Oh yeah, the first time I seen his brother get his ass whooped on his phone.
Wait, but then why is it your favorite story then? Well, I guess
Oh, because I got revenge on him. Like, that's the start.
later.
years later.
He
Yeah.
held that grudge.
Well, I mean, after that, he left again. So, I had to wait till he got back home.
Hey, that training my time for a couple years.
Yeah, I had to wait till he get back home, and they didn't add, and they definitely didn't add the vanish thing until Budokai 3. So when I found that out and I found he was coming home, I was like, yeah. He said, oh, is there anything different? Nope, same old game. Sure enough, vanishing. Hey, how you vanish? I don't know. Then I would do it again. You keep doing it. Oh, I must have just been that nigga. I'm that good. I'm that good at the game. Yeah, so he damn sure whooped my ass after that, though.
Well, what about you, Mechi? Hopefully you don't have any betrayals in your story. Like, what's your favorite gaming story? Like,
See, I was gonna say 2K, but I feel like that's gonna be too broad. But even though 2K16 did have a very good storyline in the beginning of it,
I can agree with that.
cause I think it was Freak. I want to say it was Freak,
Yep.
and like one of his best friend died and they was like going to the NBA together, and it was just I felt that. But really, honestly, I'll say my favorite storyline has to be Prototype.
Storyline, fool. Game and story. Like while you was playing the game.
No, I was talking about storylines.
He said storyline.
I just told an entire story.
No, but he asked. He said, "What's your favorite game story?"
I thought you were talking about like the actual story
What
in the
type
game.
of storyline is my brother?
Hey, we just know what you're saying. Like,
What Dragon Ball story do you know where it involves my brother tricking me?
I thought like a extra part of the story.
I studied nothing about the Dragon Ball Z story in my
like-
well, if we're going with Mike's take, then
Okay.
I remember exactly how.
I gotta delete this whole thing.
You got it. You're 30 minutes in. We're not about to start over.
How about this? How about this? Like Mechi can
I
say his
just-
favorite storyline,
I was
and
just
you can go
talking-
back and do
I
your
was-
favorite story.
I was talking
I'm
about-
just going. I'm gonna join him.
I was talking about cutting that piece out.
Oh well.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what? We're just gonna continue on with the story. I was literally about to say my story, what my brother did to me too, but
Well, you said 2K was one of them.
it was 2K16. That story mode kind of touched me because, like when you have a friend and y'all go through everything together, and then your friend wound up passing away, and it has a huge toll on you. I really felt that because no other NBA 2K game followed in that direction, and it was good, honestly.
Okay. I think my favorite storyline, honestly, has to go with one of my favorite games, Assassin's Creed 2. Like, seeing Ezio at the beginning, like, just like stereotypical playboy, and life is good. Then all of a sudden, his family gets killed, and he's thrust into his life that he may not be prepared for. Like, he didn't know he was going to become an assassin. His dad never told him that. His dad never told him, like, hey, son, I'm an assassin, and you're going to do the family business. He didn't know none of that. So to go from having a perfect life to having your life just be shattered just like that, I mean, it kind of hit me a little bit. Like, it's best to see, like, his older brother and little brother also dying too. Like, that can change a person's life. And to see him go on his quest for revenge and see how deep the rabbit hole goes, like, oh, this is bigger than himself. And to see that carry over into Desmond's story, I think all those ingredients has made a really good story.
No, you did all these name drops, and I'm like, who is this nigga?
What, Ezio or Desmond?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Fred, you never played it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Well, my favorite story line, since people just want to throw in extra words.
Don't worry, I didn't hear that because it got cut out originally.
Whatever. So my favorite storyline is actually from the last game of the Tales of series, Tales of Berseria. What's the last game, right? Yeah. And that's back in 2017. Curtis, you might remember this. After I finished that game, I did not want to touch it for like a month and a half.
I thought it was longer than that.
I don't even remember, man.
I
But
just wanted like 2, almost 3 months.
I was very upset with that ending at first because it felt like everything you built with the main character just kind of got tossed away by her final decision. And I was just like, bruh, like, you worked hard to get to this place. Now you just kind of threw it away. But then I went back and like just kind of rewatched some stuff on the story, and I remembered that her decision made sense. But yeah, definitely that storyline, because Tales of Berseria is a story of betrayal, which is kind of ironic. That's what I was talking about with my actual story. The main character, she is living a happy life with her brother-in-law and her younger brother, who's pretty sick. And one day, the brother-in-law betrays her and kills her brother, and to pretty much cause a world-changing event. And then, not only does he do that, he imprisons her for 2 years, and she has to be stuck fighting and eating monsters. So she breaks out of jail eventually and goes on a quest to go kill her brother-in-law, who has now become the strongest man in the country kingdom. Thing.
That sounds gangster.
Oh yeah,
It does.
man! Like, this story was so much different than the rest of them. This story, like most of the main characters for the Tales of series, like they're like pretty happy, or like, you know what I'm saying. Some of them don't have no fear to kill, but none of them are just like straight out like, oh yeah, if you don't get out of my way, I'm killing you.
So it's like all the Tales of games were good, but this one kind of just changed the game.
This
a little
one
bit.
started out where you were actually like just branded as a criminal from the jump.
Okay.
And pretty much started out just like, like, hey, we ain't playing no games. We savages. Right from the jump. Like the other ones, you kind of start out as pretty cool people, good people. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite games all time for that series would be Tales of Xillia, where the main character, one was a spirit who was just duty bound and would, like, you know, do whatever she wanted to. Shut up. And the other main character was just like a medical student that kind of got dragged into a whole bunch of shit. But this one was like straight from the jump, like, nah, I'm here to kill people, and if you know, want to get in my way, you will die too. So yeah, this is a much more grittier story.
I think what turned me off from those games is I've never been the biggest fan of turn-based combat type games.
What are you talking about? These weren't turn-based.
I thought it was turn-based.
No.
What's the game that you played that was turn-based?
I played. Oh, that was that was something. I don't remember, but I do remember it was funny because Fairy Fencer. There we go.
Oh,
that was
I
a
got
hilarious game. That was a turn-based game. I think that was like
turn-based. I guess
no, that was like one of the only turn-based games I ever played, and because it had that moment where old buddy called.
I was thinking that too.
One of the funniest moments in that game for Fairy Fencer was one of the female characters was actually kind of masochistic. So the main character, who was very blunt and abrasive, you know, he just straight out called her a bitch, and then she kind of got
turned on by that.
She got turned on.
Just imagine you calling a girl a bitch and she just gets turned on by that.
And it was just so off-putting because it just randomly happened, and I was just like, whoa. But yeah, most definitely Tales of Berseria, like one of my favorites.
One story I want to like mention real quick. Only reason I didn't want to count this as my favorite story because I didn't play it at first. I watched it and then played it.
Like Last of Us?
Yeah, I didn't have a PS4, so I don't want to really count that.
Loser.
But The Last of Us to me was pretty up there. Probably my second favorite story. Just seeing Joel and Ellie's story, seeing how the world ends. I think that's one of the best apocalypse like concepts ever. Like plants come back to kill us.
Oh, I lied. Actually, Tales of Berseria isn't my favorite storyline. Second favorite. My actual favorite storyline is a game called Utuwari Rumano. It's a long, I don't know, it's a long name. That's just long. It's a long name.
What?
The name's weird, but the story for it is just...
Okay, can you please explain to us this game?
So,
the name alone is
the game itself is... Well, the ones I played, one's called Mask of Deception, and the other one is called Mask of Truth. So, that complete storyline for the Mask series was just like, you have this guy who ends up waking up in the middle of the forest butt naked, and he has no memory of who he is. So then he runs into this girl.
So does he find clothes?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he gets saved by this chick. No.
That sounds like what I do.
Yeah, that really does sound like something a drunk person would do.
Nah, he just wakes up, can't remember anything, what his name is or whatever. This girl saves him, and from there it just turns into a journey of pretty much having to help this kingdom out. But the guy's the only human. So all the rest of the creatures in the world are humanoid, but they have like animalistic features, like ears and tails and stuff. So the story gets pretty deep into the political system of the society. Then afterwards, at the end of the first game, one of the main characters dies, and the actual main character takes his place. So he has to renounce his whole identity and take the place of this much more important character. Because I mean, the guy that the main character, like, he's just a guy. You know, he's a smart dude, highly intelligent dude. But you know, as far as like strength-wise, importance in the society, he's not really all that important.
Okay.
Yeah, so he takes the guy's place, and he lies to his friends that he's the one that dies. So you know, that creates this big thing. In the second game, you see him living the life of the character that died, and it was just like really emotional at a lot of points because, I mean, he's lying to his dearest friends. They're mourning his death, so he watches his friends grieve for him, and he has to just sit there and keep up this facade. And you know, it just hurt him, man. It was a really great story. So, yeah.
Alright, well, I mean, like hearing like everybody's different storylines, different games. It's actually pretty interesting. Like all of us are gamers, but like our taste is just so different.
I mean, it's pretty much gaming is pretty much anything because, like, if you like sports, you more than likely would just play 2K, Madden, or like some of the older like games like Grand Slam and stuff like that, or NBA Jam. things
Oh yeah,
like that.
NBA Jam.
You know what I'm saying? So,
NBA Live. Yeah, all
like,
those.
Streets Volume 2, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Street Ball, I ain't gonna lie, that was one of my favorites. You could do
The one with
whatever.
Mello on the cover of it.
Yeah.
Man.
Like, you could do whatever.
Which one was it with Dwight Howard on it? Was that Homecoming?
I think that was Homecoming.
Yeah.
That jump. I mean, if you like just shooting, you got Call of Duty,
Battlefield.
Star Wars Battlefront. That was a pretty much shooting game.
Everybody has their own different tastes of video games. Like it could be sports, FPS, RPG, but we're all just one big happy family when it comes to games.
I don't know about happy all the time.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Well,
especially
you
if
got your
playing-
ragers, you know.
I mean,
feel like I'll be.
I think everybody has
I've
rage
seen you
moments.
throw a controller. I've seen you walk out the apartment. You were so mad.
I mean,
Man,
I know I done did some things. I had an old controller, PS3 controller. I was trying to play one of the Tales of games, and one of the bosses was just so hard to beat, man. And I was not going back. I think that's like a rule. If you play a game, like you never go back on the difficulty you choose. I was playing.
I did. I forgot what game it was. I think it was like Prototype.
Like, you try your best not to though, and I mean, I was trying to do this junk on hard, but this boss was literally one shot and like my whole team, and I just remember I just like got mad and like pushed my hands together, and I ended up cracking my controller. So, ooh boy, that could have went bad.
The Evil Within. That's one of the
Ooh,
games.
that's a good one.
That's
That's-
scary.
I love that one.
Because I played it on normal, and then once I beat it, I was like, you know what? That wasn't that bad. So then I put it on I didn't put it on hard. I put it on, I think it was like, it was something, it was a word I can't remember. But
It was like the maximum
it was the
difficulty.
max, it was like hard.
Oh, I think it's like you can die in like one
Nightmare,
hit.
nightmare.
Yeah.
It was nightmare mode. Literally, one hit kills me.
Is that the one where the dude almost got his junk cut in half? Where you
No, that was
like-
Outlast.
That was Outlast. I ain't gonna lie,
Man, fuck that game.
that was a game where I was just like,
Bro,
yo.
I played, got one achievement, never played it again.
I was just sitting there watching.
I can't get nowhere just looking through a camera the whole time. Like I have to use the night vision on the camera and then waste my battery
And
so
then did
fast.
he lose his hand? Did he just like
He lost
staple
some of
it?
his fingers.
He lost his fingers. He was cutting.
I think he
his
lost like
fingers
his pinky and another finger. I think.
No, but
index.
one of these games, like the dude lost his entire hand and he like
Resident
stapled.
Evil 7.
I was like, yo, what
See,
in the
I think I'm
world?
just afraid of enclosed spaces because I played a little bit of Outlast 2, and I can actually play it without wanting to like freaking hide under the bed.
That
But
junk
Outlast
was
1,
stupid.
I just can't. I can't. Like,
That jump was creepy.
I do have a question for y'all though. I wish I would have asked this at the beginning. What aspect of gaming got y'all into gaming? Because for me, it was more so like going into a whole new world, like playing Mario 64. I got to be in the Mushroom Kingdom and to like see this whole new world with WWF No Mercy. I was starting to really get into wrestling, so being to play some of my favorite wrestlers, being to play as The Rock, Stone Cold. It kind of just engrossed me into this world, and I never looked back. So what about y'all?
I'll let you start this one.
Oh, if we're being honest here, it's my go away place for my stress reliever. Because when people like LC or Homeway Project pisses me off, I like to go play GTA and shoot somebody multiple times in the face. I'm like, yeah,
I
take
thought it was
that
that other
LC
game
and take
that
that
you
project.
mentioned.
Yeah, but mainly GTA is where I go to for a stress reliever. But that's where I mainly, when I play video games, I do it to calm down. Because I'm not the type of person to go out, party every single night or whatever. I go to work, come home, play video games, and do it all over again the next day. Because really, that's just mainly what I do. Video games for me is a good stress reliever, and you can actually learn a lot from video games, honestly. So that's what I get from this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hit you with that question, Mike. Are you ready to answer, or you need some time to think?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what LC
know.
does. LC just hits you with a question, and you have no time to prepare for it, and then and he wants to answer right then and there.
Because this definitely was not one of the topics we talked about before.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what he does. He just adds
No, 'cause
shit.
I was thinking about it midway. I'm like, that's actually a good topic to discuss, like what got us into gaming in the first place.
Well, isn't that nice? But
Stick on the topic, nigga. I'm sorry.
I mean, for me, I always liked, cause like when you saw like the area around in most games, cause every game has background, like designs and stuff. So especially with me playing Spyro and Crash, Because, I mean, Crash, you never really got to do all that much extra exploring, but you still had the background. You was running through everything, trying not to die, failing a lot. And Spyro, same thing. And you got to fly around sometimes. I always wish Spyro you could just fly. But,
You can't even fly, you can glide, ain't it?
yeah, it's just
That's
gliding.
just it, glide. Like, how you a dragon, you gonna glide?
Well, I mean, he could fly to there, but I'm like, if you could fly to there, why can't you just fly around the place? Whatever. So,
Another type of
you know what I'm saying? Like, so I always like just the outside world, and then when they started making actual like world building games, like you had this entire landscape that you get to travel through. Like one of my favorite recent games is actually One Piece World Seeker, and as you know, I'm a One Piece stan.
Unfortunately.
Shut up. So
I have no take in that.
So most definitely, I was kind of having mixed feelings about it because the one they made before that was a fighting game, One Piece Burning Blood, and that was a flop. That was one of the worst games I ever played. Oh my god, that was terrible. And when they had World Seeker, they was like, it's an open world game, and I was like, alright, sure. But it was original story. I really liked the original story. And not to mention, like, a lot of anime-based games were just not doing well.
Yeah.
Aside from, like, the Naruto series, at least the Ninja Storm series, like, a lot of these games were not doing well. They were either buggy, the graphics were terrible, or just the fighting was...
Speaking of Ninja Storm, I still remember that back in college that I did video game tournaments, and I won on one Storm. I think you participated in some of them.
Nah, I didn't do this. I didn't do the Storm. I did the Injustice. That's true. Yeah, I did the Injustice one, but nah, I'd have to say, like, you know, kind of like the world building aspect, but like how just some of these worlds were designed, especially with Jak and Daxter, because Jak and Daxter, that definitely was big areas you could walk around, you could just like, you know, beat people up. Jak 2, I spent a bunch of times just shooting people, and then like the guards would come.
Third one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one I played a lot. It was the third one.
Third one was good, but it was weaker than the second one.
Yeah.
Second one was that junk. But yeah, so definitely the world building aspect of it, and how like just some of these places were designed. So some of these things like they've been looking good for a minute.
Okay, so world building, stress reliever, and just teleporting to a whole another world.
And I feel you on that stress relief, Mechi, because them Batman Arkham games.
What?
Yep.
Man.
Bro,
What are you talking about?
I still remember you got mad at me because I put you in my essay in my English classes. You got in an argument with your girlfriend at the time, and you went and played, I think it was Batman Arkham City to feel better, because my paper was about stress relievers, and you got mad at me because of that.
I mean, because you didn't ask me, you just told me afterwards.
It was like an impulse reaction.
And he was
He
like,
can sue you, honestly, for that.
like, hey, yeah, you got me a B on my paper. I was like, I didn't do it for
I
you.
didn't
He's
put
like,
you by name. I said like my roommate.
yeah, but I mean,
I'm
I
pretty
ain't
sure a
gonna
lot
lie.
of people not know who your roommates are.
Exactly.
at the
Not
time.
everyone gonna put two and two together. Like, wait, that's Mike. That's Michael Mack.
That would have been cool. But yeah, so I definitely feel on that stress relief because boy, when I needed to, them Batman games, boy, throwing them hands, that jump was nice. You feel so much better. I remember my funniest thing was like I actually beat somebody into the ground, like half their body was submerged into the ground.
Oh yeah, me too.
I was like, how?
Like when you hit like that finishing move and like he does this like one punch where you like punch him down so their neck goes down first, then their legs, and his head like stuck in the ground.
A bunch of them things. I was like, yo, Batman, you a liar, bro. You definitely be killing people.
Yes. Come on, now, all those broken bones. You mean to tell me some of these people have not died?
I still
from
remember.
these?
I think it was in Arkham Knight where Batman shoves someone into an electrical circuit. I'm like, no, he's dead.
In that movie, Batman vs Superman, that one.
Oh yeah, but
scene,
that one Batman was cool killing.
No,
people.
he made
Batman killed so many people.
I'm about to say because he ran over a bunch of people. With
people was shots. A bunch of people broke some people's necks. I'm pretty sure. So.
In that one, Batman wasn't lying.
No,
Batman was a savage.
But in the Arkham Knight games, he was like, "I won't kill," and I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to that voice actor in the Batman. It was nice. But yeah,
he doesn't kill, but like traumatic brain injuries, people are vegetables now.
That's just so mean.
Why do you say that, nerds?
I still remember that.
Why you say that?
Superman and Batman became friends because their moms had the same. That's his mom's name.
Flashback.
And then not to mention like Lois was low key cheating. Like she low key gave away like all of it, and she didn't even know. It's like Clark.
Yeah, first of all,
Hold on, wait.
should have died playing time.
Okay, hold on, wait. We getting like
We get way on top.
way off
Okay,
topic.
I do have another question for y'all. This is an easy one. What is y'all's like current favorite games right now that y'all just love to play, or y'all would just go back to right away? Currently,
Mechi, you first.
Oh, Skyrim, for sure.
Skyrim?
Skyrim for sure. Like that open world, and then like you could become. Well, for me, I kind of cheated the system, so now I'm a vampire and a werewolf if I go back into the game.
I remember I was a cat when I played it.
Oh, I was too. But yeah, Skyrim, because it's like the open world, and it's like you really can't beat the game, honestly, because it just keeps going and going and going.
I ain't gonna lie
It's
to
not like
you,
GTA. Like
I was a little
side
intimidated by Skyrim at first because I felt like this is too much. I'm not gonna beat it, and like it's just so much all at once.
That's the type of game where you, honestly, I think you can't beat the game because they add so much, like DLCs, little side missions. But yeah, most definitely for me, it was definitely Skyrim. I can go back to that game anytime.
And what are some games you're playing currently that you would like to? Like,
Right
share?
now, it's just 2K.
Okay.
Because nothing really, I mean, 2K, Apex, that's really, I got so many games on my Xbox that I don't really play, that I download. It's like, I'm gonna play that in the future. Not really, because I'm always on Apex, Destiny 2, NBA, 2K20, Find Me in the Park, 99 overall, small forward slasher, fuck with me. But yeah, those are the main games I'm playing right now.
All right. What about you, Mike? What are you playing currently? I know one of them already.
I mean, outside of Apex, I'm playing One Piece Power Warriors 4, because it pretty much retells the story, and you just get to, like, if you ever played Dynasty Warriors, it's pretty much set up like that, where you get to be the main characters. I really like that series because, like, it adapts the moves really nicely, so you pretty much feel like you're doing the moves yourself, and the graphics are normally pretty cool or whatever, and the way they did some of the storyline was nice, so I was cool with that. A game I could always fall back on would either be Tales of Berseria, because I actually really enjoyed that game, not just for the story but also the gameplay, because they had the one before that one, they tried a new battle system, and you know that one had like a lot of flaws in it, but with Tales of Berseria they perfected it, and I mean it was just, you could literally just fight for it, like, I won't say hours, but you could fight for a good long time without even noticing it.
Okay.
And maybe the one that was like 2 or 3 games before that, Tales of Vesperia, because that had one of the most interesting main characters ever, and it really tested the waters of like good and evil. You know what I'm saying? Because like the main character would kill people if he needed to, but then it's like, oh, well, you know, that's technically against the law, and he'd be like, you know, I'm technically like the shit, so I don't.
I'm technically against the law.
And he'd be like, nah, these people are bad. They crossed me, so I killed them. And so like that dynamic in there just made him one of the coolest characters ever.
Okay. I think for me, my favorite current game, and the game I can always go back to, kind of goes hand in hand. It is Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, I love that game so much, and I don't want to beat it. I have yet to beat it.
Racist nigga.
No, it's like, the reason I love it so much, because like every time I play, just random shenanigans happen. I barely do any of the main missions. Sometimes I'll just get on my horse and just go somewhere and just watch all the randomness happen.
Ain't that made by the same people that did GTA?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that the same thing that
Rockstar.
happens in GTA?
Rockstar, yeah.
Actually, a little more so in Red Dead, I think. Like, random stuff would happen in GTA, but they cranked it up in Red Dead.
I would hope so. It came
So
afterwards.
let's see, I've seen ghosts, I've seen vampires, I've seen the KKK many times.
You tried to join them?
No.
Wait, what?
No.
What?
Who said that?
I don't know. Some of them ghosts fit the game.
Just seeing the
Yeah,
story
ghosts.
and I played the first Red Dead, and just seeing like the backstory of what John was talking about in the first game, it kind of hit a little different for me. So it's one of those games that I can download again right now and still go and play it. One day I will beat it. It's just that I'm just enjoying it too much to beat it. I don't want it to end.
I've got one thing to say. True Crime Streets of LA or True Crime Streets of New York?
I go with LA.
I didn't play that, John. I don't know
Oh,
what y'all
You
talking
didn't play?
about.
Oh, man.
Oh, but I think another favorite current game of mine too is Mechi. You played it before, definitely. State of Decay 2. Because I'm a huge apocalypse person. I'm a huge Walking Dead person. So getting my chance to actually survive in the zombie apocalypse, and I still remember. I think Mechi hated me for a long time because I think I accidentally got one of his people killed. I think. Yeah,
son of a bitch! I tried to come saving you, and one of my people could die. I'm like, all right.
But yeah, you get to survive like actual zombie apocalypse. Do things that you would normally do in a zombie apocalypse, and if someone dies, it's permadeath. They're just gone. Like I lost homies, Michi lost homies. One of my friends lost 16 homies.
I was more into saving the world instead of, fixing it after it's already destroyed. So, you know what I'm saying? Hero, except for the hoes. So, you know what I'm saying? Like...
What? What?
You know what I'm saying? I'm a hero for everybody but the hoes. You know what I'm saying?
You can't be out here. Now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The cape has an exception.
Oh God.
So
yeah, not all heroes wear capes.
This cape excludes.
This excludes
thoughts.
But you thought.
But like, what's about the future? What do y'all think about like the new Xbox and PS5 that's gonna be dropping? I think this year, ain't it?
Man, at this rate, I'm probably gonna switch to PlayStation. Because Xbox isn't really coming out with new games like that. I mean, the only new game I'm looking for out in the future is the Adventures game.
Facts.
Like, that's literally the only Xbox game that's interested me right now.
Wait,
that don't come out until September.
I seen a trailer for that. Are you gonna be able to play as Cap? Because doesn't in the trailer it look like Cap died. So are you gonna be able to play as him?
Spoilers.
I mean, it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer.
And plus, we still don't know who he is.
I mean, we don't know. It's still in development.
True.
So
and suspended or delayed. I shouldn't say suspended.
So that's the game you're looking forward to the most.
Delayed.
It's supposed to come out this year. I think they got it set now.
No, it's coming out this year.
It's still coming out this year?
Yeah, in September 9th, I want to say.
Oh, word.
For me, I might have to stay on Team Xbox. Because I think they're actually improving. Like, the back half of the Xbox One, I think, has done better than the PS5. Like,
you can't say shit because you got both consoles.
Now, I mean, I just got the PS4 Christmas a couple months ago.
Hey,
I only got it to play the game.
You still got both. So you can't say I'll switch one or the other. Like, I only have one console.
I only got it so I can play the game I'm looking forward to the most, The Last of Us 2. That's really the only reason why.
Oh, really, bro? I give you Spider-Man, bro, and then you just sit there.
That's the thing. You only bought the PlayStation for one game.
Only thing I care about is the game I went out and got. No, man. Give me my game back, cuz.
Yeah, give me the game back.
Yeah, man. Give me my game back, bro. Spider-Man was a revolutionary.
I want to go back to Spider-Man, but like a lot of the games that I'm playing now are just on Xbox. Like Nier Automata, Final Fantasy, all Xbox. Right?
You're just looking at old girl butt cheeks. That's all you do.
That's literally all you did. I caught you.
I was playing the game.
Say nothing. You know that like rubbing your beard and all that. Like you really admiring the booty like that?
Okay, like y'all wouldn't.
Hey, what we talking about?
First of all, you play One Piece. I'm pretty sure you looked at Nami's titties many times.
What we talking about right now, bro?
Okay,
we know. I'm talking about you right now. Look at him and look.
We talking about you, bro. I mean,
what about you? I'm pretty sure you done seen some video game boobies and ass cheeks in your time. Yeah,
again, we're not on me. We're on you.
You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to flip the script on us just because we called you out first.
Exactly.
Yeah, trying to take us down with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a good child of the Lord.
Black people nowadays. Y'all always want to bring down the black
But one thing about the PS5, like when their new controller dropped, it kind of did remind me of the Xbox One controller. Just a little bit. It's a nice controller.
I mean, I think. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, one of the things I don't like about... I don't have an Xbox. I'm a PlayStation boy all day. But there was a few times I have used the Xbox, like, visiting one of y'all fools. The only problem I always had with the controller is that, like, it goes inward for some reason. So, like, for my grip, kind of got big hands. Just didn't really like it the way it felt sometimes. But, yeah, bro.
We ain't about to
You
right?
know what I'm saying? But as far as that, like, if it's comfortable, it's widespread, and you know what I'm saying, your thumbs are long. So I mean, your thumbs, you ain't really got to. Ain't like you got to use your one hand to go across the controller. So I think it should be cool. I'm cool with it.
How do you like your Switch so far?
Oh yeah, I went out and got a Switch. It's been like 4 or 5 months actually. I played Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I actually really enjoyed that game. So it looked amazing too. Like Switch graphics are great. Super Smash Bros. Played that. I had a couple rage moments on that game. Ain't gonna lie to you, but that was fun. I gotta play Marvel Ultimate Alliance Black Order. Gotta start that. But from the things I've seen off like streams and stuff, looks like it's pretty good. I'm about to be maining Spider-Man a lot.
Yeah,
don't really
that
have
was one
anything
game I
else.
used to like a lot. Was Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I used to love using those tag
Like for real.
those tag
bro.
ultimates, bro. Especially if you had like Cap and
The first one. Was the
Iron
second
Man. Second one.
One. Second one. Oh yeah, well, for sure.
Second one.
For sure.
Never liked Marvel vs. Capcom to be honest though.
I didn't.
Yeah, it was
Nah,
it was alright, but it wasn't really my thing. When
Yeah,
it comes to fighters, I'm more so into Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
What
Injustice.
about was it DC versus
Marvel? That's actually a fun game.
Was it Marvel?
Oh, you talking
It was
Mortal Kombat
DC.
versus DC?
It was DC.
Yeah,
Universe?
Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
I liked it, but
It was a fun game. I mean, now I know it's ass, but back in
Yeah,
that day,
back then,
back
that
then
you
it
know
was
what I'm saying?
awesome,
Like,
but now
then,
compared
then
to
they
Scorpion going against Batman.
and then they had Injustice.
Yeah, I'm
so,
gonna say that compared to Injustice
Bruh,
now.
I love the Injustice. Like both games, I love them.
I was like, can you recall series? It's just two of them.
Yeah,
And by the way, in Injustice 2, Mechi, like I made him hate Wonder Woman so much. When he hears the name Wonder Woman on the game, he automatically wants to back out.
I mean, cause think about it, bro. You maxed her out to a level 30 already. While I'm still fucking with a level 10 or level 12 over here.
Even now, even when we go back to it.
I mean, you and Broadway had to go get Black Manta just compare to me, cause that's my go-to, and I whoop y'all ass almost every single time when I use them. Almost. I said almost.
No, man, like Black Manta's your guy.
You know,
And
I
then
used
y'all
to-
bought him just to fuck with me.
Actually, it was between Black Manta and Starfire, but yeah, I did want to fuck with you, so I got Black Manta.
I do remember the days of the original Injustice back in the dorm room.
Oh, bro, the series we had.
Man,
I think we
I
had,
would
like-
cheat with Aquaman all the time.
I think whenever I chose a character, you would choose a certain character. 'Cause I chose Green Arrow, and you should choose somebody to go against them. And it was like
I
the same.
always use Aquaman,
I
honestly.
think my favorite was you had Shazam and I had Superman. I think it's my favorite series.
Nah, I don't know.
Bro, my favorite.
Oh, yeah, I
the
did
first
use
one was the
Shazam.
Joker.
Joker.
The first one was the Joker, and the second one is
hate
Black
him
Manta.
now.
Now, on the second one, I hate him. On the second one, but on the
Okay.
first one, he was my go-to.
First one was Batman. Second one, Wonder Woman behind. Oh, Wonder Woman first, then Green Arrow, then Batman.
First one, Aquaman. You can cheat. I cheated all the time, either with the spear throw or the little,
part with the spirit throw.
yeah, or that thing where you just kind of like where he dips the spear into the ground and it pops up under you. Boy, that used to get me out of so many jams. Second one, I actually gotta say between Blue Beetle and Red Hood.
Ooh, I can't play with Red Hood. I don't know why. It's like the same with Cyborg. I can't play with him either.
Right, Cyborg been ass both games. So yeah, most
I mean,
definitely.
Deadshot too. You can cheat with Deadshot. You just get very distance and just spam the fucking
second game.
assault
Who am
rifle.
I completely ass with? I say Captain Cold. I am just ass with Captain Cold.
I played online to somebody using Captain Cold. Man, that dude had the combos. But y'all was never touching me in Jump Force, cuz.
What you mean? Like I almost beat you.
Shut up. Either way.
You
So
won by
Jump
like a
Force,
cube of health.
whatever. I still won.
I don't even
and,
wanna
and that jump was
challenge
lagging.
you.
So
I don't
Jump
even wanna
Force,
challenge you.
I mean, a lot of people always like, shit on the game. It did have its
I
faults.
liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. The story mode was trash. But as far as like just gameplay, I always liked it. Especially if nobody was lagging or nothing. It was pretty
Y'all
fun.
might hate me, but I'm pretty sure Jump Force was the very first anime game I ever owned.
I think it is.
I don't see the point of hating me for that. You didn't watch anime.
Who's y'all's go-to fighters?
True.
Jump
go-to
Force?
Yeah, my go-tos initially was Sabo and Sasuke, but now it's Asta and Midoriya.
I would say originally my go-tos was Zoro, Kenshin, and Ichigo.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Because Ichigo had that support with the Getsuga Tensho right in the middle. It's come in handy.
I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce these names, so I'm just going to do
We'll
their
help you.
appearance. My first guy has to be Kane. Second, every once in a while, Prometheus.
Broken character.
So when you gonna not say the names?
What I'm not going to say the name
'Cause
because
you-
I only know
'cause you
those two.
definitely
I
just-
know those two, but
Okay,
the last guy
now-
I'm about to
Because you
name
definitely just
is
lied.
the guy. No. Like I'm saying, like, there's multiple guys, but the ones
These
I
next
the
few you
first
need help
two,
with.
the first two I always use is those two, but everybody else is one guy. He has a eye patch,
Aizen.
headband, and his
Aizen?
one move that he does is Black Coffin.
Aizen.
Yeah, him. I fuck with shit.
All these
Law.
Law. Okay.
Yeah, I fuck with Law a lot too. And there's this one more dude, but I can't really think of his name.
Can you describe him?
He be wearing a suit. You said if you have a female on your squad.
Sanji.
Yeah,
Sanji,
yeah.
okay.
That's all I had. All I had here was female. And I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
if you had a
Sanji.
female on your
That's what I was
squad,
thinking,
he'll
too.
get like completely distracted and he won't attack for nothing. That has happened to me before, and
I
didn't know.
actually really like that they did that because
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 he
he
like
has
a
a-
ladies' man or something.
well no he
Yeah,
actually
well,
he actually
he
has
needs
he has an actual like rule. He will not hit a woman ever.
See, I respect.
Even in the story, like they had a thing where he had to go up against a lady, and he was just like, "Well, you're about to win because I can never kick a lady."
Yeah, I remember that.
So
If you can remember, what's some of your favorite attacks in the game?
yeah, I'm good on this one.
Okay, never mind.
for me,
I'm about to-
favorite, I'd have to say my favorite ultimate might be Asta's Black Meteorite because it just looked cool.
That is a dope finisher.
Yeah,
I
like-
love his finisher.
Like that one of my other favorites.
Oh, we're talking about ultimates, then definitely Final Flash or Battle Grief.
Which one's Battle Grief?
Who character has that one?
This one dude. I don't know. I don't know. He does like
Is
100
that dude
hit
from
points.
like the North Star?
Oh, Kenshiro.
Yeah, he does
Kenshiro.
like 100 like hundreds.
That's one of the
My
OGs.
favorite is Killua's. I don't know. It just looks so nice to me.
Oh yeah.
100 running fist or something. That's what his moves called.
Okay. I think my favorite attacks, I think it's my build now, is the Rasengan, the Dark End with Pistol Kiss.
My favorite moves are 1,080-pound Phoenix from Zoro. Definitely.
Nice.
Because that jump was always quick.
It's 1,000. I thought it was like 1,800 or something like
I don't know. It's 1080.
that. Yeah.
Come on. I'm the One Piece stand, bro. I know this.
My bad. Let me shut the fuck up.
Is that one? It's one of Kenshiro's. I can't remember the name of them. It's because it's like flying dragon something. But pretty much you kind of like do a quick dash at your opponent and like you just send them flying. I was like really happy they did that one justice because that was like one of his best moves back in the show. And when they did it, it was like weird and cool. But that was that weird 2000s animation. Yeah. Back in the dark days. And
I'm still trying to figure out how to get fucking evil boo on Jump Force.
the fat one.
No, like the skinny one, like completely pure evil boo.
So Kid Boo?
He's a character.
Yeah, Boo's a character.
I know the fat one
The
is.
fat one is.
No, but I'm saying like I've seen people actually like when they do their full awakening, he turns into pure evil Boo.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
So I've been trying to do that for a long time.
You probably gotta get it to where it's red.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Frieza. Frieza, you gotta have like the full red thing.
But
before
either
you can
or,
get
like
golden.
he turns into golden or buff one.
Yeah, so I think it depends on that.
Yeah, it
but,
depends. Probably.
yeah,
I know there's
definitely.
one move I used that you really hated. It was one of Aizen's moves where he creates like a wall. I think it's called airtight.
Fucking cheap, man. You cheap motherfucker. You
I
use
just-
that
I
in a
just-
fucking black hole. I hate those fucking movies.
Yeah, but most definitely, I actually enjoyed Jump Force for what it is. I didn't think it was gonna be some huge super game. I thought it was just gonna be something. The graphics were cool. The way they did the background was amazing.
It's a step in the right direction. I mean, I like Jump Force better than what's on J Force?
Oh, J Stars.
Oh, J Star.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one.
And fucking music for Jump Force.
Yeah, that joke was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Hope that don't get copyrighted.
I doubt it.
That one little.
You
Like,
definitely
who
off
did you-
tone.
Copyright.
Who did you choose like, at the beginning when we first played like the story? Like whose team did you choose between Naruto, Luffy, and Goku?
Goku.
Which one you chose Luffy? No, you did choose Luffy. 'Cause I remember you always pronounce Luffy's name wrong. You
Oh, yeah, I
said
keep
Leffy.
saying, I say Luffy. I keep saying Luffy.
I used to
His
say
name is-
Leffy. You
Why
said
you-
I don't
Leffy.
want to say Leffy. I know there's a U in there.
That's what-
I didn't say Leffy. I know
You
I didn't
said
say
something that
Leffy.
was so weird.
It was either Luffy, Luffy.
Luffy. There
It
we
was
go.
like Luffy.
Luffy.
Yeah. Fuck, I know how to read. I thought this was a U and an E. Like this says recorded, like not recorded.
You definitely got on enunciation though. But Luke the Leffy, that is funny. But getting back onto the new gen topic because we actually really got off topic. One of the things I'm pretty excited about with the new gens, even though technically there is no exclusives yet for either console, don't know how.
There is.
For what?
They already talked about Halo Infinite for Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You want
So
to talk
that's gonna
about
be
it?
like, I mean, hey man, I sleep on Halo, but Halo was a big deal in the early Xbox.
Yes. And
Yes.
so was Street Fighter.
They forgot all about Street
I
Fighter.
thought it was
No, Street Fighter was also one of those games that actually came with the Xbox too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was Halo and
Halo.
Gears.
Street Fighter, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like
Street
Street
Fighter
Fighter 2 or Street Fighter 4.
Oh, Street Fighter 4 for sure.
Facts.
Hey,
I
what's
like
that?
Street Fighter 5 except for playing online. Online, it was just like.
What was that girl's name? Because she's my favorite fighter. It was between oh no, Vega was my favorite, and the second favorite was Cammy, I think.
Cammy was my crush.
Now,
I ain't gonna
Chun-Li
lie
was
to
my
you.
crush.
Cammy was that. Whew. Especially when she would win, turn around,
Woo.
flex the assets she got. Yeah, most definitely. But yeah,
See,
I
I'm
don't
not the
know.
only one to look at gamers' ass cheeks.
Whatever. I said assets. But I think for PS5, I really haven't heard of any exclusives. I've been keeping an eye out. All I do know is that thanks to this Corona, that a lot of stuff is being delayed. A lot of stuff is.
Oh, actually,
I
I
think-
know a good exclusive that's coming to the PS5. I saw it during E3. It was called Ghost of Tsushima.
Goes to what?
Ghost of Tsushima. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Oh,
Ghost
wait,
of
yeah,
Tsushima.
I saw that too.
Yeah, that looked like a dope game.
Yeah, it does. It look like it's taking some good steps on that one game, Sekiro, or whatever. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice or whatever. Because I heard that was one of the hardest games ever.
I want to say though, in this like climate of gaming, I think the whole war between Xbox and PlayStation is kind of meaningless now because both consoles do great things. I think like, I guess I'm drawing this later. With the PS4, best exclusives hands down. Xbox, I think, has a better service. Like nothing on PlayStation beats the Game Pass to me. $10 to $14 a month, I get all these games.
I mean, I think PlayStation has the exact same thing too.
Yeah, but they're streaming. Like with the Game Pass, you actually get down with it. I remember one of my friends tried it, and he streamed God of War 2, and his Wi-Fi wasn't all that good, and it was all like laggy and stuff.
Oh, I mean, so you still have access to a bunch of games. It's only like
So yeah, they still have access to a
I
whole
just,
lot
I
of
just think
games,
it's
too.
just
that
not on
was like
par
nine.
with
There's like
Game
nine
Pass.
to $10.
Yeah, that was it. Like
Y'all would
$10 a
get.
month.
I would say Xbox would get like good games for free.
Every month, like
yeah.
every few months. But it wouldn't be good games. It'd be like old Xbox 360 games.
It'd be like one good
like
game, the other two
some
is
indie
like,
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and PlayStation, we would get like one or two games.
2 games. I think y'all get like 2 games.
Yeah, and it would be like some trash that nobody wanted to play in the first place.
But that one game though, Shadow of the Colossus.
Ooh.
I heard of that.
Yeah. I downloaded on LC's PlayStation, so I'm gonna play that pretty soon.
Yeah,
It looked pretty good when I've seen like the demo for it and everything.
yeah. I'm kind of because I just feel like some of these games when they come out, it's like, but what else can they really do with graphics unless they're really
I
just
mean,
making
at this
it,
point, they might as well just be making movies.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like,
they're already doing shit in 4K as it is already. Like,
yeah, and
I don't think you can beat 4K.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna find a way.
yeah, it's like, what else can you really add on, and why couldn't this wait till like, later? Because PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have only been out really.
And they've been out since 2013.
Huh.
Yeah, they've been out for a while.
But now you think about it, since 2013, 7 years. I mean, that you say it, it don't sound like that long. Like 7 years.
How long was the PS3 and 360 a thing? Didn't they come out in 05?
Yeah, but at
It
that
had to
point,
be earlier than that.
Yeah, I'm about to
Had to
say.
be earlier than that.
I
Had to
could
be.
have sworn it was 05.
Had to be earlier.
Well, while you research that, I just gotta say, like, hey, in some ways I'm excited for it, but in other ways I'm just kind of like, I mean, what else can you really offer us? Because, I mean, one thing that can definitely be said is once, like, PS4 and Xbox One showed up, like, these games got short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, one of the funniest things about back in the day was that PS2 games, you could buy a PS2 game and you wouldn't need another one for, like, 3 months.
Also, like, y'all just miss when y'all can just put the game in the console and just play it. Don't have to worry about downloading and updates.
I mean, I just kind of do that still. I kind of still go out and buy my games.
No, I'm saying, like, you know, you have to, once you buy the game, you have to pop it in and it has to download for a certain amount of time versus just buying the
Now,
game.
for PlayStation, that's one thing I can say about PlayStation. Like, really, you insert the disc, already done.
Oh,
I have to disagree on that
actually,
one, fam.
yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta
For
you gotta
my
apply.
shit that I played,
I don't think it takes
Shadow
long.
Colossus
it
is
didn't
one of the
take
big
that
games.
long at all. Like, it literally just went through. It already had all the updates installed and everything. I just automatically
That's like
played
good
it.
Wi-Fi, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I had my shit hooked up to the actual, like,
'Cause, like,
I had it wired.
Trying to download The Last of Us, it took forever.
First pause. You just said the waifu. You took one step in anime.
What?
You said waifu.
You was,
I definitely said Wi-Fi.
I hope it said waifu.
I said Wi-Fi.
man, I'm sitting right here. You said waifu.
Oh, but I'm looking up now. The Xbox 360 came out in November 05.
Okay, so 2005, 2013. That's 8 years. But I mean, the 360 it did a big jump from what the PS2 could offer. Because when you're talking about like the PS4 and some of the way some of these games look, I mean, I played the last Nathan Drake game. Like that jump looked good. Jump Force, those graphics were good. Tales of games always look good. So I just it's just a question of like what more can they offer, but also can they make it back to where games lasted longer?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I beat Spider-Man as much as I enjoy Spider-Man. I beat the entire game after they let the DLC out.
I mean, the
Like-
only game I can think of that can last a super long time, like currently, will have to be Red Dead 2. Like if you that's just like you only if you do all the extra stuff mixed with the main story, you can be playing this game forever, almost.
Yeah, and I heard that about the Assassin's Creed Odyssey thing. One of the guys I watch that streams off Twitch, you know, he still plays that to this day. He always talks about how many hours he logged into it, and I mean that's one thing. But can we get multiple games like that? Like, can we get a game like God of War? Because God of War was just hard.
Which one?
The last one that came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had so much fun playing it. It was gorgeous. It looked amazing, but also the
You like the
gameplay
axe, or
was.
did you prefer like his swords?
I mean, you use the axes for so long because you don't get the swords until like,
Yeah, like
close to the end of the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was cool. I mean, I didn't really play a lot of the original ones, so like getting the swords, it was like cool, but I didn't have that much sentimental value to it.
Also, it didn't like hit you as
Nah.
much as like other people did.
I was like, oh, that's cool. But
when I saw
like,
that, I was like, yeet.
yeah, so I mean, but like, I just can't see what more to really improve on that from like a graphics or a performance standpoint. Because I mean, I didn't get a PS4 until I literally had no choice but to, and that was a good long while of me
Yeah.
having the PS3 because the PS4 came out. What you said? No, that was the PS3.
PS3 came out in
2013, but people had PS4s when I even graduated.
PS3 came out in 06. PS4 came out at the same time as the Xbox One.
So that's like 2013?
Yeah, which I was like a little random thought. Like, Xbox need to work on their name. At least PlayStation kept it simple with the numbers. Xbox is coming up with all these weird names. Xbox One X.
What you
Xbox
want them to do?
Series
Use
X.
numbers too, man? What you want to do? Use letters?
I mean,
But,
I remember they did like a thing called Project Scorpio. I'm like, why can't they do something like that?
Shit
Xbox
look-
Scorpio.
This shit looks stupid. But yeah. So I don't know, man. It's like, what else can they really improve on? They're changing the controller and stuff, but only thing else the controller can do is like make it feel like you got shot too or
I
something.
mean, only thing I can think of is just focus on storytelling now.
If that's all you're focusing on, you don't need no extra. Because I mean, the only reason I got the PS4 is because One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 was coming out, and they were going through the entirety of the One Piece story at that point. So I could see why. You know what I'm saying?
But you said that's the only reason why you got a PS4.
At the first, because I didn't really need one. All the games are still coming out on PS3, but that was the first PS4 exclusive that I really felt like buying.
Did you play like PlayStation 3 games on the 4?
No. No,
Yeah.
no. Backwards compatibility went out the window after PlayStation 2.
Oh,
Oh.
so that's one thing you can say about Xbox.
Yeah.
About compatibility.
Yeah, so
I think I did like a project in school. I mean, I think I said like PlayStation gears towards more the future, while Xbox kind of reminisce about the past. Has the nostalgia factor. to it.
because y'all can't get better. But
Hey,
did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Whoops.
We got some good exclusives from Forza to Gears to Cuphead to Halo.
How many of these things did you actually play?
All of them.
What about you, Mechi?
I haven't played Cuphead.
I don't know what that is.
Right. It was a really good game. It was hard. Like I think Dark Souls level of hard.
I never played Dark Souls neither. Wanted to, but just didn't find
I
it.
played Bloodborne. That's basically PS4's Dark Souls.
Maybe.
But what do y'all think of? This is like random question. What do y'all think of microtransactions? I know a bunch of gamers and viewers always shit on microtransactions and saying it ruins gaming. What do y'all take on that? I think that's like a huge like issue in the world of gaming.
I'm not too well versed on this. So, Mechi, you got anything to say about it? I know you be buying
That's
PC.
2K.
Yeah, I'm not
2K.
saying. I know you be buying PC.
Motherfuckers can't put the work in, but they gotta buy like $100 worth of VC, because $100 worth of VC will get you 450,000 currency for it. But I feel like, I ain't gonna lie, I buy VC every once in a while.
Yeah, but you still like work hard for your
Yeah,
shit.
because I
though.
play every single motherfucking game, because you have to play every game to earn your badges. Like, if you ain't got no badges and you go into the park, you getting your ass whooped.
What's the point of buying the game? You're just going to spend more money
Because
to
you
make the
got
game
some
easier.
people out there that don't want to buy VC because they already done bought the game for $60, or they got the Legendary Edition, the Ultimate Edition, for like I think like the Ultimate was like $100 with Dwayne Wade on the cover of it.
Yeah, like games like Apex and Fortnite, the game is free, and most of the stuff you buy is cosmetics. Like it's not like you gonna buy something that can like let you survive to the very last like, squad or something.
Yeah, I feel like that's the difference, because Apex focus on making your person or your guns, the skins look good. But with 2K, you buy the BC to either buy packs on my team, which the odds of getting a Galaxy Opal is slim to none, or actually upgrading your character so you can do good in the park. Like I said, I don't really buy VC like that, but when I do, I don't buy like a big amount. Like I have most of my characters I have right now, I've played like full out without even buying any VC. Like,
I blame mobile games. I feel like mobile games caused this. Like people saw that and like stuff like Candy Crush. I'm like, oh, you can put this in our AAA games, and people will still buy our stuff.
Well, I'd have to say the biggest reason that kind of got famous is because of something called Fate Grand Order. That's an anime-based game off the Fate series. They have like so many characters introduced, and then you can get stronger characters or stronger outfits due to multiple events and stuff like that. So, that's one thing. As far as microtransactions go, I don't do them. So, I never really bought VC back when I was playing 2K, although I haven't played 2K since like 2K15. As far as most of the games I played, there weren't really that many microtransactions. The Tales of series didn't have them. Most you can do is probably like buy costumes, and those costumes are like maybe $2-3 per costume, and that's only if you really wanted it, but it doesn't do nothing for the game.
See, I started noticing it in the Assassin's Creed game. I think it was Unity. When I saw stuff like, oh, if you buy this, you can get like extra health or do more damage and stuff. And I was like, nah, I want to earn this. I want to work hard to get this buff and stuff.
I played Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That was a cool game, and most things you can buy off that was just characters.
I think that's it.
Yeah, just characters. And Justice had the thing where you could buy like source crystals or something like that, which helps you to unlock characters or level up characters faster or whatever.
I think like you can get a character to level 20, but you want to get level 30, you have to put the work in yourself.
Yeah, so I was cool with that. I had a couple characters, especially like DLC characters. Like once you got them,
I did Black Canary with the crystals.
I did like Red Hood and Starfire. Did that, and, I think Sub-Zero too. So I don't know. I don't really have that much to talk about with microtransactions. I know it's a big thing because you get a lot of people that just spend hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Little kids taking their mama's wallet, taking their credit cards.
I'd kill my son, boy, if he took my card. It was just like
I ain't gonna lie, I've done that.
I wanted to get game. I wanted to get good at the
Well,
game.
I didn't take my mom's credit card, but like I had my own job, and I was like, I got all my bills taken care of. I could spend $200, $300 on my character real quick.
Like, Mom, I want my Fortnite skin.
Yeah, so I don't know as far as microtransactions.
I never bought nothing with Fortnite. Same thing with Apex.
I never played for
The only thing my money has gone to was 2K.
I bought a little like $5 skins that come with VC. Is it called VC in Fortnite? It's called something else.
I don't know what it's called. Hold on.
Okay, make sure.
I don't know, virtual currency, I guess. But
V-Bucks.
Oh, V-Bucks. Okay, yeah.
It's called V-Bucks. Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say like, wait, I just want to call it something different, but
that's that gaming jug. But yeah, so pretty much just to kind of wrap up this episode. Most definitely, gaming is something that's definitely a part of our lives, as well as, well, I mean, for me and Curtis, as well as anime. Mechi, you're starting to take your little baby steps in there. But
honestly,
Just call me TLC because I'm creeping in.
Bro, I feel like we can do a part 2 of this. Would you ever down do a part 2 for video games? I feel like there's so much to talk about.
sure.
Whatever you say, pal.
But,
I'm down for it.
Most definitely, man, for that. If you have anything about like some of your favorite games, some favorite consoles, or whether you're looking forward to the PS5 and Xbox, what's it called again? What? The new Xbox.
Xbox Series X.
The Xbox computer.
It is a computer now.
You know, be
And then
sure.
PS5 with the Xbox One controller.
Hey, man, it's that fusion dance. But be sure to, leave them in the comment section. You didn't get that reference?
I didn't, but it's okay.
It's cool. I'll show you later. But be sure to leave them in the comment section. Also, if you have any, like thoughts on some of the games that we listed out, some of the moments that we listed out, you talk about those too while you at it. And if you're already down there in the comments and you haven't done it yet, before you get to the comments, like, subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell so that way you can get updates on the new videos and stuff like that. And any last words, fellas?
I don't think, should I say, like, the catchphrase is not really anime. So.
Exactly, so. Yeah.
I'll still say it. Just remember, guys, surpass your limits and
All right,
plus
that's
ultra.
rude. Maybe I had something I wanted to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Strike that. Go ahead, Mechi.
Anyway, I want to thank Mike and LC for letting me come on this podcast and just let me talk. I'm not the best talker. I have a speech impediment.
What?
But nah, thank y'all for letting me come on this podcast and just talk with y'all. Honestly, it means a lot. Please follow them. They are great. They're amazing friends, amazing brothers. I will call them brothers from another mother's. But yeah, thank y'all for having me. LC, go on with your.
I got you. Well, now, like, we got to get you an avatar creator, so, like, future videos.
Man, I ain't paying for that, junk.
Yeah, I'm about to say just put my face like in the middle somewhere, like just a picture.
We'll find somebody that can, like, do discounts and stuff. Or whenever you have, like, 40 bucks.
I honestly don't want one, but it's okay. Thank you.
But all right, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And remember, surpass your limits and plus ultra.
More importantly, though, since we're still dealing with this corona thing, be sure to wash your ass. And we will definitely catch you next time. Peace.
Wear your mask.
Or stay your ass at home.
This shit is too easy. Tell them I have no rivals. When I walk up in the spot, they know they nothing to me, and they gotta beg for their survival.